Well, Professor Tom Devine is one of Scotland's foremost historians and has previously advised the Scottish Government on anti-sectarian policy. He joins us now from our studios in Glasgow. Very good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
What are your thoughts on why Neil Lennon has become such a target?
Well, one of your previous commentators referred to some of the reasons. Neil Lennon encapsulates 3 or 4 issues which relate strongly to the sectarian situation in parts of West Central Scotland. He's Irish. He's an Irish Roman Catholic. He's quite uninhibited about his comments, and he's also the current manager of Glasgow Celtic, a club which was established by Irish Roman Catholics in entry and ever since has attracted a very large following from the descendants of those individuals, of that people now in 21st century Scotland.
He has, as we were hearing in that report, been threatened and targeted before. This, though, a clear escalation, and 2 other prominent fans of the club targeted this time. What does that tell us about where all this is going?
This is a watershed development. My knowledge of the history, both of the sectarian aspects of Scottish society and also of the rivalries between these 2 clubs, what has happened over the last few days is entirely unprecedented. We're into a new situation, and I honestly think, to use that old cliche, this is a powerful wake-up call for the judicial, political and police authorities in Scotland. In my view, the law has not been administered as firmly and as strongly as it could. In a recent game, the League Cup final, there were many thousands of fans singing sectarian chants which are illegal in Scotland, a collective act of breach of the peace. And the police on that day did little or nothing about it.
You have previously advised the Scottish Government on anti-sectarian policy. Should their policy change? Are they dealing with this in the right way?
Well, one of the interesting things is that Irish people, and we understand the roots of this, are based on Irish Protestant and Irish Catholic migration to Scotland in the 19th century. Irish people settled throughout the globe, but the only jurisdiction with an anti-sectarian policy is the Scottish Government, because there are particular problems in Scotland. My own view now about this is, and the Scottish Catholic hierarchy have recently come out and made this comment, and several social scientists have done the same, are we actually dealing with, at least among certain elements in West Central Scottish society, anti-Catholic bigotry rather than sectarianism? And therefore, what I would suggest is that we need to know much more about the motivation and backgrounds of these individuals. I don't mean those who have committed these terrible crimes over the last few days, but the general problem of sectarian support in Scotland. We need to know much more in terms of academic knowledge, and then on that basis strike hard with a new strategy.
The 2 sides, Celtics and Rangers, meet on Easter Sunday, I believe. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it couldn't have been a worse coincidence, because your viewers may not be aware that this is one of the tightest championship races between the 2 clubs in the last few years, and this against a background of what's happened in terms of this criminality. What it might do, of course, is concentrate minds so powerfully to realise that this problem could easily get out of control. So it might actually have a stabilising effect on that afternoon, rather than a stimulating effect to provoke more violence.
Okay, Professor Tom Devine, thank you very much indeed for your time.